Today we're taking a look at a chord hammer-on that is really a great way to add hammer-ons to your chord progression. So we're going to make an E minor shape like this, and when we hammer on, we're going to pick the fifth string. So that's the second string from the top. We're going to pick it open, but we're going to keep these two fingers in that E minor shape, just off of the guitar. We're going to hammer both of them on to get that second fret of the fifth string. Then we're going to take them off again, pick the open fourth string, and put them both on to create the second fret of the fourth string. So that's going to be, the reason why we put them both on like that is because we can keep that E minor shape and not have to put them on separately. And it makes it actually easier. So the first step is getting those hammer-ons to work. Like that. It's a pick down on both of them. And then a pick down on, we're going to add the bass note, which is the open sixth string. So it's going to be, and in the counting, it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, like that. 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and we're going to add the strums now. While that E minor is still on, we're going to have a down strum on 3 and 4 and an up on the end of 4, 1 and 2 and like that. So the back half of that with the bass note is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and like that. So 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. We put the two things together. It's going to look like this. 1 and 2 and up, down, up, down. And 2 and down, up, down, up, down. Down, just like that. So if we were to count along with that, the count in would be 1 and 2. Then we'd have the pickup bar of 3 and 4 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay. So now we're going to move that whole system down. So I can just get rid of my clock. We're going to move that whole system down to A minor. And once again, we're going to start with an open fourth string, and we're going to hammer on that whole chord. And that's going to hammer on the fourth string second fret from the open fourth string, and then we're going to pull it off and hammer on the third string second fret. So it's the same physical architecture, except for we're adding the first finger onto the first fret of that second string. We hammer on the whole chord, but exactly the same, just one string down. Fourth string, third string, and then the bass note is the fifth string, open, down, up, down, up, down. And you can work on that. So a next step would be to put the two together back and forth. So that would start on E minor would be 1 and 2 and 2 and again E minor, A minor. Sorry. There we go. I got it now. E minor. E minor again, A minor, E minor. And you can make a whole song out of that, especially one where the chords were going back and forth between E minor and A minor. To add a wrench into it, we can do that same hammer-on that we used for E minor, and we can add a different bass note. So that would be the open 4th string. Like that. So we work on that for a little bit. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and once again 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now the chord is going to be D. So when we strum, we're going to do the same strum we did for the E minor and the A minor. So that's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 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 And lastly, we can move back and forth between the D and the E minor just by changing from that 4th string open back to the 6th string open and going back to that E minor for the strumming. So that could be like this. Starting with E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor again, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, D, 2 and 3 and 4, and E minor, A minor, E minor, D, E minor, and that could be an intro, that could be a accompaniment part to a song, and it resembles a couple of songs like Old Man by Neil Young has that same kind of hammer-on system in it. So go and enjoy the week.